So this next invention is for the off-road scene. I like to go off-roading a lot and climb hills and go to rock climbs and stuff like that. And those rock bouncer guys, man, they are wild and they really push their limits and some stuff. But I think I have an invention for a tire that would greatly help those guys climb rock walls or anything else. And I think it would even help in the snow. I think this tire would really just hook unbelievably and work really well. I think you could almost go anywhere you wanted with a tire like this. My proof is that when I was a kid, there was a little RC car that had retractable claws that would come out, and those claws would hook and just crawl up anything. I remember that little thing would just go anywhere because of those claws. And take that same concept, and if you know that it's going to be really, really super snowy out, or if you know that you're going to be off-roading or rock climbing or doing something extreme, just put these special custom tires on. Now, obviously, they won't be retractable, and the claws are going to be stuck out all the time. And this is only going to be for low speed applications, for like under 10 or 20 miles an hour. Super low speed, but where you really need unbelievable traction. And there's going to be a little trial and error with it. So figuring out how to configure the claws is going to be the biggest trial and error part, and is going to affect things the most. If you put them straight across, they're going to obviously hook the best, and the distance you put them apart is going to affect how rough your ride is or how well it hooks. The further apart, the better hook you're going to get. The closer together, the smoother ride. And you could also put them in a corkscrew, so you'll never even really feel the jolt, but you'll still get the optimal traction from all the individual teeth if you put them in a corkscrew pattern on the rim. But what I think would work is take like steel wheels for like a Jeep and take the tire off completely, and then take bucket teeth for like a skid steer and weld them in a row in a straight line across that steel wheel. And you could even cut little chunks out and kind of wedge them in there and then weld it for extra durability. And then even weld them to a plate again on the inside, on the backside or something. I mean, there's all kinds of different ways you could do it. But put them all in a line. That way they hook good and get the optimal traction. And then you could take them the same as this little claw here on the RC car and angle it back towards itself so it'll get extra hook and extra traction. And from there, take a treaded tire, something rubber, and cut it into tiny slivers, just big enough to cover each individual tooth, and wrap it around the skid steer bucket tooth and drive like a bolt through it or something to make sure it stays attached. And then after you run the bolt through, you could even run a little metal band around it and hold it on extra tight and make it to where it stays connected to that. From there, you will have an insane amount of grip. There would definitely have to be some trial and error involved. Spacing out the distance in between the claws, if you will, would be a major contributing factor onto how it handles. And then from there, making sure it's safe, because if you get to spinning and lose a tooth or something, that's going to be dangerous. So make sure it's connected good, or figure out a different way to engineer it to where it won't lose teeth or be dangerous. And you could even change sizes. Without the tire on the Jeep rim, you're going to lose a lot of height. So you could use a semi rim, and that rim can just be modified to fit a Jeep, and just do what you can, because it doesn't really matter too much about high speed or wobble or anything like that, because it's going to be more of a low speed type of thing. And you can just custom make anything. I mean, from there, it's all welding and fabrication. So that's my idea for the week. I just try and release inventions and give them away for free to try and help encourage other inventors to open source their energy inventions so we can give free energy to the world. I appreciate everybody for following along and keeping up. Thanks, guys.